Up the road.
Okay,
Up the road.
1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Welcome to this Thursday's edition of Pass It On. Your host is Roosevelt David and my co-host is
Victor Sidney. Good morning, Roosevelt.
Good morning, Vic. How are things, man?
Oh, things are going very well indeed.
All is well. All is well. We're so fortunate this morning to have with us a fine gentleman, a public servant extraordinaire, who's going to be talking to us about some issues, particularly about Vision 2040. And he's all the way from St. Croix to talk to the people. The director of the EDA, the CEO, Wayne Biggs. Say hello to the people, Wayne.
Good morning, Roosevelt. Good morning, Vic. Thank you for having me on, and good morning, our viewing and listening audience. It's a pleasure to be here, and definitely a pleasure to talk about Vision 2040, the first 20-year economic development plan that has been created for the territory.
Good. Sounds like you're ready to go, brother.
Ready to
So
go.
that is what we want. But let's get a few things out of the way because we want to remind people that integrity and credibility cannot be bought. They're earned. And friendships are meant to last forever, no matter what. Friendships that don't last were never real from the start. And that's not so with a whole bunch of people. Let me just hail them up, friends of ours. We're talking about, well, my daughters. You know, my daughters are there. All of them are over there in Atlanta. My grandchildren and great-grandson, especially my hero, Mason. He was just here recently and he was our guest, 13-year-old guest. And hey, I'm so proud of my hero. But I also wanted to hail up Stan Phillips. Had lunch with Stan and his dad the other day, and it was an awesome experience. Stan is just a fine young man. He's got a long way to go, and he is going to be called governor one day here in the Virgin Islands. Trust me. Stan, I'm serious about that. That's my prediction. And so we want to also hail up Cleone Cricky, my good friend. How are you doing, Cle? And strategist John Brown. John, you're hiding from me, you know. Claude Simmons, that's my countryman and friend. Also Dr. George Howard Newton, who celebrated a big birthday the other day. Not a young birthday, Victor. It was a young birthday.
Yes, man.
Oh, what an awesome party. And his wife is just a fine lady. She made it all happen. It was supposed to be a surprise, you know, but his sister loves him so much, she spilled the beans. According to him.
Can't hold a secret.
Can't hold a secret. But listen, let's hail up my Lieutenant Governor, Campbell Ray. That's my real Lieutenant Governor, you know, and his wife, Amelia Ray. How about my countryman and friend, Leroy Walwyn? Greetings to you. Lou Powell, my brother and friend. Bob O'Connor is gone. But Vonel Delegate, she's here. Kwanzaa, Khadija, they're here. And Vincent and Shirley Jeffers. Oh, those are some fine people. They're in my church, you know. And, you know, Vincent, he's a stylist when he gets on the bicycle. How about Priest? I just saw Priest a while ago and talked to Sparrow. Frankie Hoheb, greetings to you, man. Desmond and David Jackson. Hey, Joe Chuka down there across from Property and Procurement. How you doing, man? Sydney Challenger, greetings over there in St. John. And Willie Spinney. Esme Calwood, how you doing? That's my girl. General Val, I need to hear something from you about the Caribbean woman. Hey, how you doing, Miss Williams? Another Caribbean woman there. Great person. And I'm looking for my political friend, or political friend. What do you call him, a Jamaican Antiguan? Let's find him, okay, and Tammy Popsicle. Diane Lynch over there in the at the Frenchland Post Office. Wonderful people down there, but hey, you just can't beat those people over there at Havenside Post Office. They are just one fine crew. 3 fine ladies that take care of this public in a way you don't see anywhere else. Trust me, I'm talking to you, man. But Fair Connor, baby, the greetings to you. And Merle's and my other many nieces over there in Nevis, especially Risa. Risa, hey, we're on Facebook, you know. Yeah, man, yeah, we at Hollywood this morning, yeah. Yeah, and but let's hail up Chili and Rona, and over there in the BVI, we want to say hello as well to Clifford and Peter, my family over there, part of the David clan. Alfred Seabrooks, greeting. Miss May, Nelson Stapleton, we're praying for you. Sylvia Walwyn Roberts, my classmate, as well as Hyacinth James, Liebert, Walters, everything. That's my sister as well. Lunsford and Alvarez Williams, greetings. Jerry Gerard Richardson, my schoolmate and friend. Earl and Livingston Sargent and Shakataka Miss Bay. Pastor Agnola Merle Martin, greetings to you. Okay, but listen, we want to extend sympathy to some people who have lost loved ones, you know. I have lost a loved one, a friend, the old timer. I got the shocking news last Friday morning while I was exercising, and it really, really touched me. And so we want to, if we could get that music on, the engineer. We regret to announce that Samuel Garnett, better known as Old Timer, has been called to the great beyond and to his eternal reward. And we want to pray that God would lift up the family members during their time of sorrow. Old Timer was a unique individual, a friend for many, many years, who has contributed significantly to this community in various ways. Having lived on St. Croix for over 60 years, his uniqueness really brought people to him in a very special way. And so I think we are in a better place, much better place, because Old Timer came this way. And so we once again extend our deepest sympathy. And if you really want a history of the Old Timer, you got to talk to Senator Frankie Johnson, who knew him very well. As a matter of fact, Frankie said to me, Old Timer wasn't a friend, he was family. He was my mentor. So we extend the deepest sympathy to the mourning ones, On a lighter note though, well, in addition to that though, we've had, tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Church sister of mine, Radiant Delita Parson, called me this morning and informed me that her son has passed. Ronald Vanterpool, called to the great beyond and to his reward. And we pray that the family members will be lifted up in a very special way, and that the Methodist family would stand firmly behind Delita, because, you know, she's always there for everybody. And we pray that she'll make it through. She has support. Monique Augustus, as we announced before, she too has been called to the great beyond. And I believe the funeral services will be on Saturday. Former employee of mine when I was at the Senate. So we extend our deepest sympathy to Rick, the husband, the children, and the entire family, Smith and Augustus. May their souls rest in eternal peace. But you know what? It's hot in here. Is the air conditioner or is it the coffee?
It's the coffee.
It's a little warmer. It is a little warmer.
It's a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
It's
The
a
lights,
Facebook
the extra
thing,
lights.
the live and direct on Facebook. Huh? So wherever you are, we are greeting you up in a very special way. We love you, you know. We love you. People in the Virgin Islands are just so awesome. But people from all over are looking on, and we just want to greet you in a very special way. Yeah, there's a place up there for people like you. That's right. On a lighter note though, we're going to go to Jerusalem, and we're going to send birthday greetings out to some very special people. We want to bless Sherry Boynes Jackson. Celebrated a birthday the other day, you know. Wonderful St. Jonian. Okay, yes, and pass it on online on YouTube. Focus VI, that's what it is. Pass it on online, YouTube. Focus VI. Good. From time to time, we'll mention that. But we're going to get a cake for you, Cheryl. And we're going to get you some 689 wine. Make you feel fine. Trust me, it does. Officer Mary Luby, you've been doing a fantastic job, and we want to send you both the greetings belatedly. Dr. Stephanie Jürgen, St. Jonian too, you know. Knew his family very well. Greetings. And Mona George, another St. Jonian. Juanita Johannes, you celebrate, it seems as if it's only St. Jonians here. Ilva Westloff, she was the first natural Afro on St. John. Ilva, greetings. Leon Baptiste, Senior. Oh no, he's not a St. Jonian. We were co-workers at First Pennsylvania Bank for many years. Herman Lloyd, greetings. Rickel Thomas, Michelle Benjamin. Hey, Latoya Colwood, you're over there at Oriental Bank, and the family there sends greetings. Your son, your 1-year-old son, Shiloh, loves you. And Cordelia Gilbert, you celebrated a birthday yesterday. Your co-workers want you to know that they love you and care. You know what? We're going to get you a cake too, so you could cut it and celebrate. And a bottle of 689 wine that will make you feel fine. Samuel, Lucinda Nibbs, greetings. Marilyn Rapsa, Methodist, greetings. And Victor, Faye Connor asked me to say to you this morning while I was exercising 6 o'clock on the beach.
6 o'clock this morning.
This morning, she says, do me a favor, Roosevelt. Let Victor know the meals that he has provided for the people, Meals and Wheels, that we are appreciative of it. It's on time, and I'm happy with what he's been doing. So that is a good thing, Victor.
Oh, pass it on.
But I gotta hail up some very special people. Some very, very special people over there at the Lieutenant Governor's office. They take care of you in a very special way. I could attest to that. I walk in there and I see how they take care of the customers. I love it. And so the fearless Sandy Pointer over there, Elita Brasher, and the rest of the gang at Lieutenant Governor's office at Niski, you guys are awesome. Awesome. And I also want to hail up my good friend Sandra Thomas over there at Guardian. She takes care of the public with a smile all the time. So we love her. Okay?
Before we go on,
Yes, Victor.
I've got 2 daughters that make birthday this month.
What?
As a matter of fact, yesterday my daughter, the one who's going to medical school, well, she celebrated her birthday, and her mother took her down to Mexico, give her a little treat, you know.
You gotta be kidding.
Encourage her, yes.
I wonder if she could be my mother, man.
Oh, yes, she will.
I want to take a trip to Mexico.
Yes, and on the 28th, my daughter, she'll be 16, the other one will be 16 years
We'll be
old,
16 already?
Yes.
Wow.
So before I get
Time
in trouble,
flies.
Before I get into trouble, I want to wish them both happy birthday and lots of luck, you know. I know it's hard work, especially for the one who's in our medical school. She's got a long road ahead of her, but she's doing fine. She'll be all right.
You know, one day, the one who just made 16, there was a party at Victor's, you know. So I was going around to the different tables and, you know, hailing up people. So when I reached Victor, tapped Victor on his shoulder, and she must have been about 4 or so. I'm walking towards another table. I get this one lash. This little girl hit me. What you hit me for, over?
My protector.
And she's 16 already.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. So I hope everybody is dancing to this Jerusalem, because it's a big hit all over the world, the universe. Every congregation, everywhere, just enjoying Jerusalem. Beautiful hit. It reminds me of Miriam Makeba when she came out with Pata Pata. Pata Pata. Yeah. All right. We want to thank you, the engineer. Robbie is the best engineer there is, you know, Peter trained him, but Peter has moved on. He has elevated himself to the movie world.
Executive director.
Yes, and now Robbie is just really doing a fantastic. Robbie, we appreciate you, man, very, very much. But you know, I became very emotional, Victor, when I listened. I was out and I understood that the verdict on this police officer who killed, who murdered this fine gentleman, that the verdict was going to be in shortly. And so I said, let me cut everything. I'm going home. I want to sit in front of the television to hear what they come up with. And I said, oh, these people ready for action. Action.
Yes.
And the verdict came in. The verdict guilty on all 3 serious charges of murder, second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and third-degree manslaughter.
All 3 charges.
So he should be, I hope he gets a maximum time of 75 years. Yeah, you know, I have no sympathy because when you read the guy's record, the guy was reckless. He was reckless, but you got to blame the official, the police department, who allowed him to continue serving after he had so many complaints, some 26 serious complaints were out there against him.
But you know what I would have liked to see just after they found him guilty, I would have loved to hear from him. And I would love to hear him explain his reasoning for doing what
Yeah.
he did.
One day he's going to want to write a book, and the guilt going to have to come out of him. The guilt has to come out of him.
Now I really would like to know if he has any compunction, if there's anything in him, any sort of
The devil,
empathy.
demons, racist demons, that's what they are. Yeah. But you know, a whole lot of people came together to make this happen, and the justice system worked. 6 whites and 6 blacks, and they found him guilty. Praise God for that. But we cannot leave out of this equation that young lady, 17-year-old young lady, who filmed it all and was brave enough to turn it over to the authorities.
Yes.
She brought all this to justice.
And she knew that something was wrong. That was
Of
the
course,
reason why
something
she
was
did
very
that.
wrong, awfully wrong. So we want you to know that we're online, YouTube, Focus VI, pass it on. And I've got to give the governor a little bit of credit here. No, he deserves a lot of credit here, because he chose not only a St. Jonian to head up the finance department, to be the commissioner of finance. He selected a young, bright, capable Virgin Islander, a St. Jonian. I knew her growing up. She grew up with my daughter. So I know how smart she is, and she's trained. She's trained. She was in the private sector, and she was doing very well, because I know the president of the company for which she worked, and we talk about all the time. I said, listen, Raymond, you have a good young St. Jonian here. He said, we're so pleased to have her. But I saw her grow up. I know her. She was nurtured in St. John while we lived there for many years, and she grew up with my daughter, Lisa, and they're very good friends right now. So, Governor, you made a good pick, and she's going to make you proud. She's going to make her parents proud. Eddie and Martha Bruce over there in St. John, I hope they're listening. We are proud of her. Bodisi, how do you pronounce her name? Bodisi, that's how you, Bosede Bruce. Bosede, but they call her another name. And our friends should be proud. St. Jonians, this is history in the making. So I'm going to ask the senators to do their due diligence, but be cognizant of the fact you have a competent young St. Jonian who will do all of us proud. Trust me. Trust me. And she didn't walk over. Eh? So we're really, really happy for that. Now, we're not going to have this gentleman hold on any longer. We want him to get this message out. Mr. Wayne Biggs. And first of all, I'm going to ask you, Mr. Biggs, to tell the people what your role is. You have been at EDA for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean,
You acted for quite some time.
I did. I returned to EDA. First of all, let me say good morning to my EDA team also as we move forward. But I returned to EDA in 2015 after a brief stint over at the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs. I originally joined EDA in 2004, and I joined in 2015 as the Assistant Chief Executive Officer / the Chief Operating Officer. So I had dual roles, and I really acted as the CEO for about 3.5 years. So again, I think we created realistic goals. We didn't say we're going to make it 50%. You know, we're trying to gradually increase and move that. And there's a push in reference to agriculture now, particularly with agri-tech, where agriculture is not just planting in the soil anymore. You know, there's lots of different ways. Tower planting, a variety of different technologies. I'm saying we have several different entities that are doing stuff with agriculture. So we think we can achieve that. Our second agricultural goal was the U.S. Virgin Islands will become a blue economy research center of excellence in the world for ocean-based tropical environments. The University of the Virgin Islands have a master plan or a master program in reference to marine biology. We're also working on a plan for what we call the regional blue economy. And the blue economy isn't just the business part of the environment. It's also how do you protect the coral reefs from pollution, from runoff, a variety of stuff. So here it is again, we encompass UVI and say, let's take advantage of this blue economy, which is a growing segment, and let us get in all these so UVI can be looked at that place where people want to come and do research. We're in a tropical environment. I mean, we can take advantage of that now. Healthcare and health centers will increase from 7% of GDP to 15% of U.S. Virgin Islands overall GDP. Again, we've seen more and more entities now creating these centers where you can get outpatient surgeries and stuff. We see more and more people coming in and using those facilities. So again, take care of that. If we expand that, there's no reason why healthcare cannot be a big part of our future production.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And,
know?
and it's an all-inclusive effort, meaning it's not a government thing. You have non-NGOs.
This is
and
private, public, everybody, non-profit, everybody has to be involved in this plan. Again, community, this is our community, and it reflects overall the community, and where the government has the responsibility to create all areas. It's a plan where the government can put the policies in place to help the economy grow and help the public and private sector really push the economy. Our goal number 4, and I think Roosevelt would appreciate this one, was entrepreneurs will have access to support and capital to scale their businesses, and the annual net change in establishments will increase from 14 businesses to 50 establishments a year.
I love that. I love that.
Small businesses. Right now we say that the net change is usually 14 new businesses. We want to increase that and expand that. Goal number 5, population in the U.S. Virgin Islands will increase 10% from the official 2020 U.S. Census. We can achieve economic diversity and economic growth if your population ain't growing. You have to grow your population because you can't achieve economies of scale. So we have to continue to grow numbers. Exactly. Renewable sources of energy will represent 75% of total energy consumption, up from 1% that they represent today. And we looked at WAPA and what WAPA is doing, and the fact that we can expand that program over the next 20 years. And we think that we can hit that number easily over the next 20 years. So we'll have more renewable energy in our grid and have a more stable and resilient grid, be more efficient and effective. Goal number 7, the U.S. Virgin Islands will have the highest quality educational system in the Caribbean. And UVI will attract and retain the highest caliber science and technology talent. So again, we're calling for creating a better schooling system, looking at curriculum, but also introducing more science and technology into UVI, because the world is going towards science and technology. Even entrepreneurs know the quickest way to make money is create an app or something in reference to technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get that done. And then finally, our goal number 8 was to extended stay visits, authentic experiences, and cultural offerings will increase from 63% of tourism-related revenue to 75%. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the overnight stays here in the territory. And by doing that, I think, as we all know, the overnight stays really spend a lot more money than the cruise ship passengers. Now,
without a doubt,
we're not saying we want to cut out the cruise ship passengers, and I'm very careful when I talk about tourism, because when I talk about diversifying the economy and having tourism be a smaller percentage, people think I'm saying having less percentage. All I'm saying, let's grow the other areas so that they don't represent the large percentage that they do in the territory. No, let's diversify and add some additional industries. I still want to expand tourism and have the same amount of tourism dollars or more, but I like to see, you know, other areas expand so they don't represent a bigger a portion as of they are as the economy. So that's really what we were trying to create. We created goals. I think if you read the plan is about 289 pages long. It covers really a lot of information because we wanted to really have a really transparent experience. So when you're reading the plan, you can see that the data we collected, how we collated it, and everything else. But for people out there, I would say the important areas to read is the executive summary, which is volume number 1, and then volume number 6, which is the call to action. You know, those are the areas. The plan is created in 6 different volumes, but if you read those 2, those are the most important areas to read. The other areas is a reference to data and some of the other stuff that's out there. So we're available to talk about the plan, and we're going to be working on implementation of the plan now.
Yeah, okay, good. The implementation, once that implementation is done, is there a systematic way where there are going to be measurements to see how well this program has been working?
Well, like I said, all the goals have a matrix with them, so we can definitely measure as we go along and see where we are on a scale. We're hoping, for instance, in agriculture, we say to 5%. You know, hopefully we get to 10% of GDP if we can have local agriculture up to that level.
That would be awesome.
You know, we've really created, I think, what are realistic goals. If you read the plan, I don't think we sugarcoated any of the problems that we have and the challenges that we'll have getting there. You know, we talk about infrastructure, the need to improve certain areas, the need to improve business services, a variety of different things. But that's really what we're trying to do in reference to moving the plan forward. And I think that's why people are validating the plan, because the plan, like I said, looks at the data that was collected. You could see how it was collated and analyzed, but also you could see we didn't sugarcoat anything, and we also have goals that are attainable.
What's the estimated time whereby this would be implemented?
Yeah, we're hoping to start implementation within the next 6 months. It is a 20-year plan. I mean, and we're trying to get it going. I mean, this is the first, really the Vision 2040 was 4 different plans. The 20-year economic plan is the first. The next plan that we're working on now is a global competitive market analysis. How do we compete on a global market? How do we continue to attract investment there? We're also working on a equity capital formation plan for small businesses. We have a lot of we have very little equity lending. We have a lot of debt lending. You know, we have a lot of loans, but we don't have really venture capitalists or angel investors. So we're trying to see how do we bring programs here for individuals who may not need debt financing, but really need some injection in other areas. And then also we're working with the Energy Office and WAPA in reference to energy sector analysis and how do we expand on some of the plans that WAPA had. So there's a variety of different plans that we think touch individuals and touch the economy directly, and we're trying to move those things forward.
This might not be in your field, but do you know how soon we can expect the census, 2020 census count?
My understanding is they're working on it. I'm waiting for that also in regard to some of that information that's there. We need the numbers. The numbers drive everything. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly when they anticipate that being completed.
Good. But listen, before we go off, I'm going to want to go back to the lending portion of it, because the community wants to know more about this, how to access capital and the process and things of this nature. But we want to remind the listeners that we're online, you know, YouTube, Focus VI, pass it on. Do you see, is there a special team that implements this program, or a department, or?
The EDA, I think, will have to remain a steward of the plan. I mean, we're going to probably be the one who's going to have to collate the data and get the data out to the public, continue to keep the public engaged. But the plan does call for the governor to create a task force to start implementation, and there's very individuals that are suggested in regard to the plan. So I know the governor is putting that together so we can move towards implementation. And then we start planning like any other community does for the future. So they will lead the implementation, but we're going to be the stewards of the plan to make sure the plan is being pushed forward all the time.
I really like you coming here. And I've got to say that we'll have a better community, a culture that will be improved, particularly where radio is concerned, radio talk show programs. And last week we had on the Department of, Recreation? Sports and Recreation with Commissioner Calvert White, and it was very, very impressive. So we also had on Patrick Farrell from Veterans, and he too was impressive. And now you come here with overwhelming information is what the public wants. We have a better educated public, an enhanced community. When people realize, hey, all this time I thought that I would have been left out of this, only certain people could get this and what have you. Right. But you're explaining, we're going to ask you in a little while how people could process, get an application process, the time element, how much money they could get and what have you, what do they have to bring in and things of this nature. I said to you before that the young lady that you have there in St. Croix, Monique Samuel, she's doing a fantastic job. She goes the extra mile. When she takes time to call your clients back at night time, when she should be resting and relaxing, what have you, it's because she cares. And that is what it's all about. She really cares, Victor.
Yes, and I hope that she's not thinking that you're putting a good word for her. You're just complimenting her and doing a good job.
Yeah, well,
No, well, I will say I will put in a good word for myself. I will say Monique came up under some of my tutelage at EDA during my first tenure. I mean, I'm glad to see when I first went to EDA, I was the director of lending. She is now the interim director of lending, and hopefully we're going to remove that interim title shortly. She is definitely very passionate about her work and very knowledgeable about her work. So again, we do have a passionate staff in all areas throughout EDA, and we do work on the public's behalf on a regular basis. So I would like to just show in a little quote, a little advertisement for our pop-up shop. As you know, Ms. Nadine Machina Ken has been working with our local manufacturers, and a pop-up shop on St. Thomas opens today.
Really?
Yeah, so they're going to be open for about 9 days. We've had the pop-up shop from time to time now, and this allows our small micro manufacturers to put their product in made in the VI, we call it made in the USVI store, where there's only products that are made in the USVI. So we collaborate with the Virgin Islands Council of the Arts, and we've created this pop-up store. It was on St. Croix last month, it's on St. Thomas this month, it'll be on St. John next month. So we're doing a lot of things for the local community and trying to get local manufacturers out there. We're also working with the Import-Export Bank in reference to increasing exports and how do we get Virgin Islands products out to the community at large. We also have a Made in the US Virgin Islands website where if you're not able to the store, you can, go to the store, you can go online and order through that. So there's a lot of things that we're doing over at EDA. And if you're interested in Vision 2040, please visit the website at usvi2040.com. And the plan is there. You can download the whole plan, or you could download the volumes individually. Again, I think you should read the executive summary and at least volume 6 to get a good overview of the plan as we move forward. But again, we try to be very transparent, and as you said, Roosevelt, we like to educate the public.
That's right.
We feel that's one of our roles is to go out there and educate the public. So we are willing to sit down with anyone and talk. We go to the Senate, we try to provide a lot of information when we're at the Senate so people can understand what we do, why we do it, and the impact that we have on the community. We are community servants, and we're here to serve the community.
Good, good. I want to shout out a former colleague of mine and friend, former Senator Dyke Redfield, because I understand he wasn't feeling well. And my prayers go to him. I sent him a text last night. He responded. And I'm happy to hear that he's improving. So, Holland, continue, and we're praying for you. I know your good friend Chucky Hansen will be looking out for you because she believes in you. We all serve together. And I know you're going to be here for a long, long time to continue to make your contribution. Okay? Now, let me ask you, Director, does this program in any way replace EDA or does it augment the activities of EDA?
No, this is just another program within EDBA that augments our activities,
okay.
you know. So we're trying to do a little more planning as far as the economy and look into the economies of the future. So it's just another element that we've added to EDA to be a more efficient and more effective agency moving forward. But it doesn't replace any of our other programs. As a matter of fact, it may expand our programs as we talk about providing access and support to small businesses, you know, developing areas within the enterprise zones, attracting investment. So we continue to expand our programs, and we're happy to do that.
Yeah, good, because this would bring the information that people really need, instead of people saying, hey, government hasn't done anything, never done anything to help this community, and there are so many things that have happened, and good things, but if they don't know, then they're entitled to make those assumptions.
True.
But when they now hear the facts coming to them, then it gives them an opportunity now to access this information, to be a part of what's happening, be a part of the development of the Virgin Islands, be an entrepreneur, expand your business, support the economy and things of this nature. You have a different thought process. And I think this is what we're looking for. If we do that and we get younger people involved, you know, to just get out there and no job is too menial. I have an experience with, I've had an experience just very recently with a young man. And his mother does cleaning, all kinds of cleaning for a living. I will recommend her to the President of the United States. She does such a fantastic job. But you know, good help is hard to come by. And she has a son, a young man, who does all kinds of work and has pride. He will go, when he is not out there doing construction, he will go out there with his mother when she's cleaning. I experienced this myself. And see how this guy is working so hard. My wife was so impressed with him that he asked him, do you do gardening? Could you do some gardening? He said, Mrs. D, I do anything, everything. He came, and that guy did such a fantastic job. I couldn't believe it. And you know what he did? He went to my wife and said, Miss D, would you do me a favor? And she said, of course. He said, could you call my mother and let her know what a great job I did? That impressed me very much. It impressed me. He had pride, and he believes in his mother. Now he's a big young man. He could be out there with a gun. But instead, I want to work with my mother. I want to make her proud of me, that he asked my wife to call his mother to tell the mother what a wonderful job. I could help that guy every day.
Right.
My only concern, Roosevelt, is that who's going to do the gardening now? Is he going to come every day now? You used to do the gardening.
you know, that's one of my hobbies, you know. I just get a little busy sometimes, you know. And, but I'll call on you, for your expertise. I know Old Timer is gone, you know. He used to give me guidance. So I need a new mentor.
I didn't get to say a word about Old Timer, but here's a guy who came to a foreign country, and he contributed. He wasn't a selfish guy.
No, he wasn't. Not at all.
Whatever information he had, he passed it on. Whatever political affiliations he had with group, it was about the whole Virgin Islands, and he really made a contribution. And you know, there are times when people come and they do make their presentation, they make their contribution, and we don't get to say thank you, you know.
So I mean, I know the old timer from the Dallas Bay area over in St. Croix, but also his daughter works on staff for me. So I'd like to really express my condolences to the entire family circle and let them know that the EDA family is behind them also. So anything they need, we're available to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think the funeral is next Wednesday. I'm gonna make sure I go to that. Now, people have heard your presentation and all the good things you have to say, and I'm sure that interest has been piqued. And there are some people going to say, hey, I want to access some of the capital because I always wanted to start my own business. So maybe this is an opportunity for me to do so. Now, what do you say to that person?
I say, I mean, we're willing to look at your business plan. What I would suggest is that you create the business plan. If you need assistance, the Small Business Development Center is there and they can assist you with putting the plan together, taking all the ideas you have in your head and actually putting it down on paper so it's presentable, helping you create your projections. They do a large percentage, probably 90% of the business plans we see are come through them. Their services are free of charge. They're located over in St. Thomas in the old, what's the old grocery you had down by the UVI. They're located in a building now. They just recently moved out of Niski Center. And in St. Croix, they're
West Bay Supermarket?
West Bay Supermarket building. And in St. Croix, they're located over by now the T-Mobile, the Cost Less area over there. And they can assist you. Once you have that business plan, give us a call. We're currently working remotely and we continue to work remotely since the pandemic. However, we have not taken a day off. We just are working remotely. You can call us at St. Thomas at 714-1700 or St. Croix 773-6499. There's someone there that will answer the phone and they'll probably put you in contact with Ms. Monique Samuel, who Roosevelt, you've indicated, is our director of lending, and she will be happy to help you and move you through the process. But we do require a business plan. We do require 5 years of projections as part of that business plan, and we'll definitely talk you through the program, let you know if you're eligible. You can call about eligibility if you'd like prior to doing a business plan, because there's certain businesses that we cannot by law fund. For instance, we don't fund apartment complexes or commercial rental. As you know, on the banking side, that's considered an investment. It needs to have some day-to-day management to it. So we can do a bread and breakfast, but we can't do an apartment, so those type of things. So we'll be happy to talk
bread and breakfast. That bread and breakfast becomes successful. They could use the money to do the apartment.
Very, very well. So we don't tell you how to use your money. You use your money how you want to use your money. And we will help you and guide you through. The one thing I didn't indicate is we also have an incubator program. So if you need early help, if you're designing a product, you need labeling or marketing assistance, whatever, we have a business incubator also who can help you in regard to that. So we're happy to assist any businesses from idea to actually financing. And we've had several people that have used multiple services that we have. For instance, they may start an incubator, they may get financing, and then they may get a place in the enterprise zone. We also have webinars that we do usually on a Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock in reference to business and resources that are available in the community. Not only US EDA resources or VI EDA resources, but also from our sister agencies and federal resources and everything else. So we bring partners in to try to educate the business community on what's available out there for them. So we like to say that we have wraparound services, so we can help you in many different ways. It's just not we give you money and then we leave you out there by your own. If you need administrative or management assistance, we can help you provide that or help you find that also.
So once a person has established his business, his or her business, you don't leave them alone. Would you go and visit and make recommendations?
We will visit, we will make recommendations. You can come into the incubator. Like I said, we can incubate and help you there. We will, if we need to get the SBDC involved, we can assist you with certain trainings. There's a variety of different services we can provide to make you as successful as possible.
Are people taking advantage of the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I will say our webinars have become very popular. We see roughly 50 to 100 people sign up for our webinars on a Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Depending on the subject matter. PPP loans that they've had. We've done other services in reference to COVID related with the health department. We've done service, internet connectivity with VINGN as we're all working remotely and stuff now. So there's a variety of different subject matters that we use. If you visit our website, you could look at some of the webinars we've had in the past because we keep them on the website and you can go back and replay those if you missed a subject matter that interests you. And our website is usvieda.org. And again, a lot of our resources are available on our website. We're very transparent in reference to what we provide on our website.
Good. Now, someone wants to know the number for the generator doctor. That's 227-3919. Do you have a pen? Write that down. 227-3919. His name is Richard Blake. Richard Blake, generator doctor. Now, would you give the number out for St. Thomas and St. Croix now that somebody gets interested and want to call and get more information?
Sure. You can visit us at 714-1700. That's St. Thomas. 714-1700. Also on St. Croix, you can visit us at 773-6499. St. Croix is 773-6499. And if you want to go online, you can also go to usvieda.org and there's a contact us area, or you can use the info@usvieda.org and send us an email and we'll get back to you also.
Good. Is there a marketing segment in your program, your portfolio to attract, well, let's say EDC applicants? Is there a marketing?
Yeah, we have a whole marketing division. We've been blessed with the legislature providing us some additional resources, supplemental appropriation for marketing. So yes, we have a marketing division that we use in reference to not only EDC or investment attraction, but also for local marketing, like you have indicated. We're trying to educate the public on our programs and let the public know that we're here for the local community also. So we've done a series of short videos where we have testimonials from clients that we've assisted in a variety of different areas, and we'll continue to build out that series. But we do provide local marketing also.
Director, I have to ask you, do you have many requests, people looking for information about investing in the Virgin Islands?
Yeah, as I indicated, we have 9 new applications currently that we're working. We continue to have a pipeline of individuals. We have a customer relations management system that we use. So we often, when we go to conferences, get names of individuals and we shoot out email blasts. So we're in constant contact with potential clients, and we kind of have a rating system where we rate them by their interest. And then we have several what we call hot projects, where they're inquiring more and more often. They're getting very close to the point of filing an application. They have done a site visit already. So I think this month we have 5 different site visits coming up between April and May, where people are coming in to view the Virgin Islands and visit. So we are again full-fledged. So we do not only attraction via virtually, we do conference attendance when there are conferences. Of course, now we're in this virtual world and most conferences are now virtual. But also through our website, we do get inquiries regularly through our website. And if available, we set up site visits for that. So we're getting interest in hotel development. We're getting interest in financial services entities and really some manufacturing or light manufacturing. And I think with the recent passage of the South Shore trade zone over in St. Croix, we'll see a lot more manufacturing and perhaps even warehousing and transshipment will become interest. If you look at the geographic position of St. Croix or the Virgin Islands in particular, we're almost centrally located in the chain of islands, so it's easy to get to other Caribbean islands. It's easy to get to Central America. It's easy to get to Latin America. So we're pretty much well. St. Croix, as you know, have the deep channels already over at the port.
Yes,
So we're trying to take advantage of some transshipment and warehousing assembly also. We think
Well, a little over a month ago, I visited with the press on St. Croix to that very project. Old Timer was with us, and a guy by the name Old Timer called Landval. And they came and looked at the project and they said, well, we had never known anything of this nature going on in St. Croix. This is millions and millions of dollars invested in this community, benefiting us in a big way. And not only that, when the transshipment boat gets going, because that should be finishing pretty soon, that is going to be huge for the Virgin Islands. Now, Landval had a completely different tone. He said, can't go on radio now on beat and say that the government ain't doing anything because this is big for the Virgin Islands. And old timer said to him, that is why I invited you here. So you could get the information and you go to the public with it. Don't listen to people when they come with misinformation. And so first-hand information help. And what you're doing here is magnificent. It's fantastic. And we applaud you for taking time to come here to educate our people about it, to show them that they too can do what others have done. Because some people start from scratch.
Right.
And programs of this nature build them where families benefit, they build wealth for their families, and it goes on from generation to generation, but you have to start from the beginning.
Well, I'm glad you said that because our mantra is economic growth, job opportunities, and generational wealth.
Good,
You
I
know,
love
so
that.
we
I
try to create those things as we go along. I mean, and I can give you examples where we've had somebody that came on an idea, they started an incubator, they got some financing, they opened a storefront, they expanded that storefront, and now they bought a building in the enterprise zone. You know, so that's how they do. We're there about creation, wealth,
Awesome.
you know,
Yes.
wealth creation.
Now, I read back some figures here from this economic impact report, and I want you to explain to the public, for their knowledge, how did this benefit the people of the Virgin Islands? For example, these EDC companies, the 3% of them, 189 businesses then with that information early on from 1999 to 2009. That 789 employees were on the job in the private sector. How did that benefit the people of the Virgin Islands?
Well, it benefits the people of the Virgin Islands that you got 9,000 people walking. You know, they got income in their pockets. They could spend. They could send their families to school. They could pay their medical bills. They're not necessarily on the unemployment roll or the social programs role as a result of the jobs. You know, so the job creation, and we have to remember money circulates in the community.
Exactly.
And so you pay people and they buy stuff, then somebody else now is employed at that business. So there's not only direct contributions, there's what we call indirect, because if I buy more from Roosevelt, he may have to hire somebody else.
That's
So
right.
indirect.
Yes.
And then there's induced, because now you might get somebody else down the line and we induce in reference to that. So these are direct and they're not even taking into account the indirect and the induced.
Absolutely. You explained it so very, very well, because people would continue to come with misinformation if they're not countered with factual information, as you have just very well explained. And I like the mantra, we start at zero. We ain't had nothing. And you've got, for example, you start at zero. And back then, $89 million, $89.5 million went into the treasury. How did that benefit the people?
Well, that's where you pay your
When you started at zero.
you pay your public servants. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
that's where you pay all the people that work. That's goes to your infrastructure. There's a direct correlation between taxes paid and the community. So, you know, whatever additional tax dollars you get, there's more that the government can do to improve quality of place here in the territory.
Yes, you know, I'm just fascinated with these numbers. It tells you here, this report tells you that though representing only 3% of all local establishments, the 189 businesses that were EDC beneficiaries between 1999 and 2009 represented $14.8 billion in gross sales. That's enormous. It's circulated here. You're talking about another $3.1 billion that in capital development, investment.
Right.
That's how the Virgin Islands benefit. That's how the Virgin Islands grow. You can't continue to depend on other. At one point in time, you depended on sugar. You had to transition out of that. It's a new world order, and so you move according with the time. Do these beneficiaries go other places in the country?
Oh yeah, we're in competition with everybody. Every county, every region, every country. I mean, there's continuous competition in regard to that. I mean, and I will tell you, some counties can do a lot more than we can do. We can reduce taxes, but some companies will give you the building, they'll give you the land.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a variety of different things they do. You know, so for us, it's really tough to attract individuals here, and the tax reduction is how we do that. You know.
You're my kind of guy. You're talking the right things, that public needs to understand. So we want you back here as often as we possibly can because we want the people to understand they have an opportunity to build wealth for their families, to expand the economic base of the Virgin Islands. Through your participation, you're invited. You have access to capital. You have local people who manage this company who understand what your plight is, your needs are, and will work with you. Why not take that opportunity and do that right now? Why not? I implore you, please. It's, you don't always have to, Victor, you don't always have to sign on the back of the check. You could sign on the front of the check as well, meaning that you're employing somebody.
Definitely.
As you know, Roosevelt, I have to say that for the past 6 months, we've gotten so much information from the government.
Yes, a lot of information.
So much from
Yes.
various departments that
Yes.
we had on here. And they came and they explained to the people. And
Yes.
I think that's what's important.
Yes.
Because once people are educated and they know what is going on in
That's
their
right.
government, they're taking part in what's going on and they're understanding it.
Yeah.
Then things will progress.
One of the things I said to the gentleman yesterday when he started, said, "Oh, nothing happening, nothing." I said, "Nothing at all." The $126 million that was injected into this economy not too very long ago through stimulus money. The $79.9 million that was invested into those loans, those businesses that were hurting, the PPP program with millions of dollars that kept people employed, mean nothing. The over 17,000 people who were unemployed with $102 or $105 million circulating in this community meant nothing. That's what you're telling me? It changes too.
Yeah, I mean, you
Because
have
I
to
need
give people information. Yeah, you have to
Need
give people
information.
information. I mean, and it's strange how quickly people are ready to run with negative information.
Absolutely.
And that's why, like I said, we're here to educate. We're happy to come on anytime you like us.
Oh,
to
yes.
show.
You could bring your team with you.
It's a pleasure being here. And what we would do is maybe we take it and we talk about divisions. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And,
yes,
we have such a vast team that maybe we talk about enterprise zone one day, we talk
Yes.
about the economic development bank another day,
That's
the
right.
economic development park, the economic development commission. So we look at them as individual entities where we could provide direct information instead of a plethora of information
Yes,
on the whole
yes.
program. We could
That's
concentrate on a singular program. So we'd be happy to do that at any time when you have a space available for us.
Yeah, man, we'll
let
always
us
have
know
the doors
and-
open for you and we leave the lights on too.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
But listen, we're going there. We want to thank Peter and his gang. MHP and this young man here, the technician. These guys got us in Hollywood.
But let me ask you, did we open up this?
If we open up this,
Yes. No, did we open this program online? Did we? Are we the first?
we're the first.
No champagne, no ribbon cutting.
But Peter gave us some complimentary waters. I got a lot of complimentary
Yeah, we got some
waters.
water.
Thank you, Peter. PEO Production. That's the man of the day, the man of the way. If it can't get done, Peter will walk on water to get it done for you.
Nice production, Peter.
Yeah, and my guy MLP, thanks a lot for everything, but we are very happy. What's the young man's name? People want to know how brilliant you are. Tell them who you are. Huh?
Tamara.
Demar.
Okay, good. So this is your way of going. This is your field of work, and good. Well, we want to support. Listen, did you hear what the gentleman said? You could start your own business. Go to and talk to him. Okay.
Yeah, we have a small production company in St. Croix that we're working with right now that are two young gentlemen in their probably late 20s, early 30s. So they're working on doing a startup. and
Good,
research for that.
great.
So,
That's
again, we're here to help people, and we're glad to help people when we can.
Absolutely. But listen, we will rise again. Just lift up your faith and put your minds to the task and shoulders to the wheel. Pray without ceasing, and all will be well. Until next week at the same time, the same place. This is your host, Roosevelt David, reminding you to be good to yourself and stay